What's going on? What it do? What it is, everybody? It's the Blitz Pickup. You already know. I'm with the boy Tony. I'm with the boy Lewis. Today's title is PFF Grier. We got something to talk about. I think Lewis and Tony gotta get something off their chest. What we talking about today, boys?
What's good? Well, first of all, let me say what's
What
good.
up?
Shout out to you. Shout out to the belt stand at home. You know what I'm saying? Louis got a lot to get up into. I'll be working earlier, so I can't go in there and, debate him early. But he had a lot of interesting things to say earlier. Let's see if he was correct about it. Obviously, we know he's not, like always, but let's see what he got to do. But let's see what he got to say today.
Hey,
Get it
like
off
I
the
said,
chest, Lou.
gentlemen, salute to both of y'all. Hope all is well. I'm basically just walking into the house now. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to hold back this episode right here. It's time to call out the tomfoolery and the hypocrisy, bro, in the fan base. It just is what it is, because I'm tired of everybody saying, well, what's wrong with the Dolphins and this and that? In my opinion, it's the fan base. That's what's wrong with us. We are dysfunctional, right? Because the simple fact is, and if we can start it off, let's start it off right. Chris Grier was a topic of conversation everywhere for the last 2 days in the Dolphin community, right? And a lot of the narrative was, he don't care about this offensive line. He don't care about this team. The organization don't know what they're doing, right? It was all this stuff killing Chris Grier. The simple fact is, though, Tua Tagovailoa came out and basically echoed the same sentiments that Chris Grier said about the offensive line. Tua's credit, and I quote, I could care less who's blocking up front. I don't care who's on this offensive line. I'm going to get the job done. That's what Tua said now, right? I didn't hear a peep in this fan base talking about Tua was trying to sabotage this team. I didn't hear nobody in this fan base say Tua Tagovailoa don't care about this team because he don't care about the offensive line. Funny, Tony and Alex, I wake up this morning, I'm on my way to work, I'm looking for Dolphin content. I see Mike McDaniel come out in a presser, and Mike McDaniel out his own mouth. I see this offensive line every day in the building. People are getting better left and right. I basically don't care about what everybody's saying. In so many words, that's what he said, right? I'm like, oh, shit. Let me go to Twitter. I know people must be going crazy about this on Twitter. It's quiet as a church mouse. Have y'all ever been to church? Have y'all ever seen a mouse making noise in church? Y'all have not. Neither have I, goddammit. And all I know is, right, what's the difference? See, this is the problem here, fellas, and this is the hypocrisy I'm talking about. In this fan base, if you like a coach, if you like a player, it's okay. We'll overcome and we'll overlook the flaws of said person, right? But when you don't like a player or a coach, and I'll give you some examples, Brian Flores, Chris Grier, Liam Eichenberg, right? Everybody can go crazy on those gentlemen. But where's the outrage for Mike McDaniel? Where's it at? Go ahead, Tony. You can try to debate this one if you want to.
Wait,
but
no, I just want you to say everything.
Well, no, I got more, but go ahead. Go ahead and try to debate this.
Correct me, because I ain't really get to hear it. So your whole issue is that Twitter or the social media world, the Dolphin fan base, so to speak, are not in outrage because of what Mike McDaniel and Tua said. So my question to you is, what did you expect them to say? Did you expect them to come out and say, I don't know what Chris Grier is doing, bro. We really need to get some more offensive linemen in here. You know what? I need more time to get the ball out of my hand. Like, what were you expecting to say? This is the type of turmoil you was hoping that our fan base show up to? That's what you want them to do? Because to me, that makes no sense, bro. But you don't want them to come out and try to go against the man, bro. That's what they're supposed to say.
No. See, you just said it in a way. You are absolutely right. Let me tell you what I was told today, though. When I first brought it up, the first idiot I talked to, because that's how I'm going to start addressing people. Idiot. The first idiot came up and said, well, what do you expect Tua Tagovailoa to say? He can't come out and say the offensive line is trash. And bam, he's right. That idiot, he was right in that aspect, right? Okay, cool. I brought it up a second time, Tony and Alex. You know what another guy came up and told me? Well, what is it that Mike McDaniel was supposed to do, Lewis? Was he supposed to come out and say the offensive line is trash? Nope. That guy, that idiot, he was right there too. Now, I'll just pose the question. What the hell was Chris Grier supposed to do when he set up his happy ass up on the thing? Was he supposed to come out and say that this offensive line is trash and they're looking for people?
No,
because when Chris Grier came out and said he was positive about this offensive line and shit, everybody in the fan base turned on Chris Grier, right? Oh, he don't know what he's doing.
They turned up like as they should.
And again, so if that's the case, I'm not pushing back. If you want to kill Chris Grier, see, Tony, don't be like these idiots. You're better than that.
I'm gonna explain it to you. As soon as you're done, I'm explain it to you.
The fact is, right? If you want to turn up on Chris Grier for believing in this offensive line and stuff, again, I'm going on what people have told me in this fan base. Chris Grier does what? What does Chris Grier do?
He get the talent in the building.
He gets whose talent in the building?
The coaching staff.
And he listens
albeit
to
Mike
the
McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, right. What Mike McDaniel wants in this building, Chris Grier goes and gets. That's what everybody told me, right? That's Chris Grier has said, I listen to my coaches and what the players that they are looking for. A specific player, those are the players I go get. So again, if Chris Grier don't care about this offensive line, if Chris Grier is sabotaging this team because of the offensive line, well, then hold that same energy for Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel is telling him to go get these players on the offensive line. And all I'm saying is, when it comes down to Brian Flores, where people don't like, we don't let that flaw, anything that man did, it was, we call it out specifically. We have proof, Tony and Alex, that Mike McDaniel has, in certain situations, handled this team wrong. I.e., coming out and saying we are looking to force feed Tyreek the ball to get him 2,000 yards. That's not beneficial for the overall team. Where's the outcry? Where's the outrage for Mike McDaniel? And Tony, I want to be very clear, and Alex, I'm not calling for Mike McDaniel's job, right? I like Mike McDaniel. I'm glad he's part of this team and the leader as the coach. All I'm saying is, though, this is the problem with the fan base. Where's the outcry? Where's the outrage for Mike McDaniel and the flaws that he has shown? Because, again, because he smacks every ass on Sunday and he kisses every baby in the stadium before the game, don't sit here and tell me that he has no flaws. Don't sit here and tell me because we like him, it's okay, we're going to give him a pass. I'm sorry. The passes with me, gentlemen, is over. Mike McDaniel needs to tighten the F up. Period.
So, Lewis,
Go ahead,
Lewis, are you saying are you saying this is a perfect case of we as a fan base gets to pile on the guy who we don't like and the guy who we do like, Mike McDaniel, we never let him know if he's wrong or not? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, Tony. Alex, absolutely, bro. It's the simple fact of it's the hypocrisy. It runs through the fan base. They hate Liam Eichenberg. They'll trash Liam Eichenberg. But other players that they love, they don't say a peep, right? It was Brian Flores. If Brian Flores walked into the building with his shoes untied, oh my God, did you see this guy? He's an idiot. He's rah, 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 right? Mike McDaniel can come in here and basically tell everybody, because we all in spaces, we all on YouTube, we're everywhere, and everybody always says, we need to be more balanced. We need to run the ball more. We need to do this. We need to do that. Everything that a coach could handle. But since we like Mike McDaniel and he's shaking hands and he's kissing babies and he wears these fly sneakers on Sunday, everybody looks over those flaws, right? No one says nothing. Nah, those days are over. I'm going to start. And again, I want to be very clear. I love Mike McDaniel. I think he's the right man for the job. But does he have flaws? Absolutely. And should he be called out on those flaws? Absolutely. And I just don't understand, where is the outrage when bro, explain it to me. They wanted to hang this man, Chris Grier, 2 days ago for his comments. All over the Twitter timeline, it was Chris Grier's an idiot. The organization, he's tearing us down and sabotage. He don't want to. Okay, cool. You see, Tony and Alex, I didn't respond to nobody on Twitter. I kept seeing all those posts and the hate for Chris Grier. I didn't say a peep to none of those people because I was waiting to see if Mike McDaniel would say something, and he doubled down. He verbatim said everything Chris Grier said. Tua Tagovailoa, out his own mouth, comes out and says, I don't care who's in front of the offensive line. I trust and believe in not only my abilities, but their abilities to block up front for me, right? No one said nothing about Tua Tagovailoa. You know why, Alex and Tony? Because we love Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh gosh, here we go.
He's hey, we love to tuck Tua in at night, kiss him on his forehead, pray with him. We love Tua, right? Mike McDaniel shaking all the hands again, fly as hell. Where's the aviators on Sundays? He's looking good. We love Mike McDaniel. They said the same thing Chris Grier did. Chris Grier, again, if someone would have been in Miami, they would have hung Chris Grier if they would have seen him out in the street. Where's the outcry?
All right, so
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not gonna tell you wrong. I'm not gonna say nothing. Shout out to the chat. I'm gonna get to y'all a little bit later. So, first off, now, and I heard all that. It sounded all cute and nice and well thought out, right? But I got a question for you. What if Mike McDaniel would have did his press conference first, and he made those statements about
you think they would have killed him? You think they would have killed him?
Absolutely.
That's
they would have. They've been complaining about this offensive line from day one, all off season, last off season, the off season before that, this off season. Chris Grier, what just so happened to be the first one to do his press conference and say something that rubbed this fan base the wrong way, which is dismiss the offensive line problems that we all feel like we have.
How long have they been talking about the offensive line, Tony? How long as a fan base have we been talking about the offensive line?
For a minimum of 3 years. A minimum.
Right. Okay, cool.
But what I'm saying is, you're all huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf ready to blow every house down, right? Because you don't hear the same outcry that you heard initially when when Chris Grier said a statement that we all knew was going to rub this fan base the wrong way. Obviously, everybody said the same thing. Everybody wanted to ridicule the man. Cool. They was talking about the team anyway. And we understand when it comes to personnel, you're going to say, go ahead. I hear you trying to insert. Go ahead. What happened?
No, because again, I just want to stop you because I'm trying to save your breath. It's a long show. We just started. Right? The simple fact is you started by saying if Mike McDaniel would have said this first. Forget all that, Tony.
No, because you making it seem like just because Mike McDaniel said something. We already listen.
Watch this, Tony. Before the season, right? I think it was before last season or this season or whatever, right? When Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel were sitting up there together. Not that one went first and another one went second. They were on the podium at the same time, and they both looked and said, we don't care about the offensive line. We're not concerned. They were both there. Now, Tony, you going to
let me stop you right there. They didn't say that. Chris Grier said that. Be very specific. Mike McDaniel was sitting there. Hold on. Mike McDaniel was sitting there. And Chris Grier said that out of his mouth. Maybe that's the way they're gonna run it. Maybe that's how they want to attack the media. Let Chris Grier get all the pressure, and Mike McDaniel, you focus on running the team. But what we do know that they echo these same sentiments every time they get on the podium, whether it's together, whether it's separately, individually, however you want to say. They all say they're all on the same page. Okay, that's what this regime wants. So
and perfect, right there. The regime and the organization is all on the same page. All I'm asking for, Tony, see, you're trying to push back on me. All I want is our fan base to all be on the same page. Because if everybody in the organization is on the same page, from the running back room, from the receiver room, to the defense, to the offensive line, if everybody is on the same page, why when we talk about the offensive line in this fan base, it's Chris Grier? No one mentions anybody else. And again, everybody is on the same page, right? They're all making decisions, right? So it's not only Chris Grier that's bringing in these players on the offensive line, Tony. That would mean Mike McDaniel. And I'm asking you, do you believe Mike McDaniel has any input on this offensive line?
Obviously, he clearly does.
So again, if Chris Grier, if the narrative is Chris Grier don't care about this offensive line, and you just said out your own mouth that Mike McDaniel has input on this offensive line, is it fair for me to say, Tony, that Mike McDaniel don't give a shit about this offensive line? Is it fair for me to say that?
No, it's not fair for you to say that.
What? Alex, are you hearing this?
Can I explain it? You think they don't give a shit about the offensive line because they're not making the moves that you want and this fan base won't. They clearly tell us every offseason, every time they do a presser, every time they do an interview, every time they're in front of them cameras and speaking to those beat writers and everybody that's asking them questions, they clearly say that we're more worried about the offensive line than they are. They're clearly saying that they have confidence in the offensive line from what they're seeing. Now, one key point that I want to point out, because you want to hear all this fucking outrage for Mike McDaniels, and when he did specifically say, why is he confidence in the offensive line? He did say, he said, I'm not talking about the 2022 offensive line. I'm not talking about how they played in 2023. Clearly stating that he sees some improvement and they acknowledge that it need to be improvement in play and improvement in performance, right? So he's saying, basically, from what he's seen this year, even breaking it down, is the difference in how they blocked Atlanta last year and how they blocked them this year, how he sees the improvement, which gives him the confidence to go and move forward with this offensive line. That's what they see day in, day out in practice. They see way more than we do. Now, if they're living up to their expectations, living up to their standards, what they want. Now, one thing I want you to remember, bro. Always the first and the initial person that come out with something that runs, they're going to get the most ridicule. It's just like that in anything that you do. Afterwards, and if you are an educated fan, you're not an idiot like some of these people that you claim that be speaking to you, right? Once Chris Grier said that, right, and you go out and you explode, and we have that initial blow and explosion that the fan base always have, right? When you hear Mike McDaniel say it, you expect him to do it because you already know they say they're under the same line. When you hear Alex say it afterwards, you expect Tua to say that because they're on the same page.
Alex, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This whole thing has been a setup. Now watch this, Alex, right? Because we got him. Tua Tagovailoa did the first interview, Tony. Chris Grier's interview was yesterday. Now Tua's interview. Hold on.
It was not the first interview.
Are you capping right now?
Well, I didn't see it first.
Tua 2 days ago.
I saw Mike McDaniel first, so I didn't see Tua.
Hold on. Mike McDaniel was today.
McDaniel was 3 days ago.
I'm talking about Chris Grier's. Chris
Grier's was yesterday.
Was Mike McDaniel on yesterday? Mike McDaniel, the one he said that when he explained it, Mike McDaniel explained it today in the one today, not the one 3 days ago.
Right.
Chris Grier was yesterday, yeah.
And when was Tua?
And Tua was 2 days ago.
I don't know.
Before yesterday.
If Tua was 2 days ago, I damn sure ain't see it 2 days ago. Did anybody see Tua?
3 days ago. 3 days ago.
Did anybody?
His was the same day with Mike McDaniel.
But then I got to be a different.
Same day as Mike McDaniel.
That got to be a different because they do a bunch of interviews, so it might not be the same one. It might not be the same one because Mike McDaniel had
newest one that he did.
Hey, Tony.
Because the one that you talk about 3 days ago, that might have been the one where he said, "I'm not answering questions about Chris Grier no more. I'm not doing that." That was 3 days ago with Mike McDaniel. Those was the interviews you talking about.
Hey, Tony, forget about.
Oh, now you want to forget about it?
No. What I'm telling you is Tua and McDaniel, because I just heard you say they do a lot of interviews, right? And you're absolutely right. All we know, though, Chris Grier don't do a lot of interviews. His only interview where he brought up what you just said, what he said was yesterday. So all I'm going is by. And
they was asking Mike McDaniel and Tua a question based on his statement.
How can? Bro, you just said it was 3 days ago.
No, I said 3 days ago.
About?
Hold on, Lewis. Hold on. Listen, the one that you see 3 days ago, go back, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost sure, was the one when they was asking him, we asked him a question about Brian Flores, when he was like, "No, I'm not answering that today." Before
Chris Grier spoke yesterday, did Tua come out and basically tell the fan base he don't care and he has utmost confidence in everybody in the offensive line? Did Tua say that?
I think that was recently. No, that was recently.
What?
That's his new look. His newest one. 3 days. It says new and everything.
When is it?
3 days ago. It's the newest
This
one.
is what I'm saying.
So it is that
Pull
one.
that one up and see if that's the one that he asked about.
This is what I'm saying. No. Tony is cooked. Because the simple fact is, Tony said, again, no. What I'm telling you, what you said was the first person that initially says it is going to take the criticism. And all me and Alex are
No, I just said the initial one, but I like I just said, pull that one up to see if that's the one.
Look at him capping. Hey, hold on real quick. Right here. H.
Got him. We fucking got him.
There you go, Lewis.
Yeah, hey,
you goddamn right. We fucking got him.
You should have been that.
And H said, "Oh, you're right, Lewis." So again, Tony, let's talk about what you just said. That the first person that says it should take the criticism. So who you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Tua or McDaniel? Which one?
Mike, you can pick Tua or Mike McDaniel, but I'm looking it up because I could swear
I think Tua spoke first. I'll tell you now.
See if he spoke first. Because if that is, you got to be Tua on that. Because I didn't hear that. I didn't hear none of that to today. I went back and listened to all of them shits today. So if he said it today, cool. When did Brian Flores do his presser?
Hey, should I put my address for the championship belt here live on camera? Or should we do that backstage? Should we do that backstage? We should do that backstage. Yeah, I ain't gonna put out my personal information.
This drill zone was yesterday. No, I see all this.
Yeah. And
him and 3 days ago, both of them.
I don't know if that's the same one.
Mike McDaniel's and Tua's.
Oh, okay. So, Alex, according to your map and my map, I don't know what map Tony is using, but who said it first then, Alex, in your opinion?
If he did, he'll be correct, but I don't know. I don't see it.
It's usually the players first. So I would guess it was Tua. I could tell you.
If I'm wrong, I will admit if I'm wrong. But I personally didn't see it. I seen Chris Grier on first. Now if I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected. You know that's how I do it. But I personally didn't see Tua say that until after Chris Grier did his, and I heard them ask him his confidence in the offensive line. So that's the one that I'm going off of.
Hey, man, shout out. I want to get in this chat a little bit because H is cooking right now. Hey, Tony, can you look up for a second? Get out that phone and just look. What's that say? Shout out the chat, man.
Tony is Well, hopefully you get one in here, but I still don't see the one with Tua's on. I'm trying to look for it, to be honest with you. I just pull that up so we can see if that's the one. All you got to do is small clip.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to look it up. Hold on, give me a second.
So we can move past it. Let me finish the concrete.
But the thing is, it's not gonna break it down. Let me see.
It's not gonna break it down. Yeah.
Meets media 8 hours ago. Oh, wait a minute. Give me a second here. You got one that they streamed 8 hours ago, but that's obviously not the recent one. They were talking about. That's the one they were talking about. Aaron Brewer and all that.
And that's the one where Mike McDaniel was responding to him.
Mike McDaniel, and again, that's why I brought up Tua's first.
I see now Tua you gotta find because I remember today I seen all the once I seen the Chris Grier, I went and watched the Mike McDaniels, and then I seen the Tua ones. Now if the time is a little different because you already wrong on one of them. So Mike McDaniels.
No.
Oh, there we go. I got it right here.
Because both of y'all said that Mike McDaniels and was 3 days ago and Tua's was 3 days ago. So
no. My original statement was Chris Grier was yesterday, Mike McDaniel was today, but Tua Tagovailoa, when he said, "I have the utmost confidence in the offensive line,"
that's what I'm saying. See if that's the one.
That's facts,
bro. That was it.
Look, it's right here. It's right here. Look.
Put that up. Okay. No, not Mike.
8 hours ago.
That's Mike. Okay, that's Mike McDaniel. I get that.
Chris Grier and Tua.
Which one is that one on Tua? That's
3 days ago.
I'm saying
that's the one.
And that's the one where he said he has the utmost confidence in the offensive line. He don't care who's blocking in front of him because he gets the ball out so quick.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Never mind.
No, not one. Listen.
No, he did.
If that is, then fine. You got Tua.
That's the one that he says. I don't know if you see me throw the ball, brother. I get it.
You got Tua on now, so we can move. You could go ahead and get on the Tua one. Ask the question now. Even though Alex ain't want to play.
No. Well,
I don't know why niggas don't want to
question.
play it. I don't know why people don't want to play it, so we can see if that's the actual one. Because we couldn't find Mike McDaniels until now. It was 8 hours ago, and y'all was just so sure it was 3 days ago. So I'm just saying. But go ahead. We'll go with that narrative, Lewis.
This is what I'm saying. Hey, Tony, or Alex. I mean,
hold on, give me a second. Let this play real quick. That way we could get that.
Yeah, please.
To the bottom.
I'm not believing this young man, man. I got to hear this with my own ears. I'm going down fighting. What you got me saying?
Here we go.
Is being retained and Mike White was being let go. Can you talk about both
talking about
ends
Mike
of that?
White,
Skylar winning the job and Mike, being let go.
I'll have to jump through it.
I look at the growth of Skylar from his rookie year throughout the year and also this year as well. That, and then we also got a lot of other things too because of why we have preseason, so guys can.
I think that change to bench Brian and insert you happened.
That's the
one group.
That's the Brian Flores shit right there.
When it's time to work on our craft, we'll go against the twos and we'll really ways to make it work. At whatever position it was, center, guard, tackle.
Is it right here? Let me see.
More than I do. What can you say about the role that the depth has played on this team in the last couple of years?
Give me a
Hone
second.
in on the details of what
That might be the part. As go back to that one.
What we want to
right here, forward.
Hold on, no, stay. That might be the part. Yeah, it sounds like
it's time to work on our craft. We'll go against the twos.
Right here,
really hone in on our communication. Hone in on the details of what we need to do to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
I can,
when it is time for next week, then we'll start to prepare.
I'm doing something on you guys' depth, which I think has been very instrumental in you guys making the playoffs. Who's been injured more than I do. What can you say about the role that the depth has played on this team in the last couple of years?
No, he's talking about depth.
Well, it's been really cool because no matter who we've put in there, we were able to find ways to make it work. At whatever position it was, center, guard, tackle, running back, receivers. We were able to find ways to maneuver through those. And, I think Mike, Frank, I think those guys do a really good job with the personnel groupings as well. For guys that are injured, okay, we're going to, probably go 21 a little more than we would 12 if our tight ends are down, or, we can't go 11 in grouping it with personnels and whatnot and how we want to maneuver the game that way.
How concerning is that for you and receiver unit so decimated by injuries?
She's talking about receivers.
You and Odell developing.
That translate for, does our relationship translate on the field? That's one of the first things that I, want to do. Routes on there, I want to make sure whatever, I want to make sure, that's just part of the game. Guys get injured and whatnot, and whoever we're dealt with of receivers, to have with Tyreek and
what
pause it real quick, Alex.
Yeah, because again, just jumping through it, bro. I'm trying.
If that's not what I said, that wasn't. Because I ain't hearing one thing, and he addressed that. We know that the one that we looking for, he addressed that immediately.
Unbelievable.
So it would have been towards the beginning.
The man. I don't care about it, bro. I'm trying my best, and I know
I was bringing up
I
all
don't
the
want to
shit
go
I was
crazy.
cooked, right?
I don't want to go crazy with
because you niggas are so happy to get a victory over me, but it seemed like niggas
I'm
need
not
to
trying to have a victory. See, again, this is where we're getting confused. I don't give a shit about no damn argument or debate or winning or losing. The fact
we got
is,
him now.
No, we ain't got shit. Again, we're jumping through the videos and shit. And Tua out of his own mouth said, and I quote, "I get the ball out of my hand fast."
Recently, all I was saying is, I just said I don't think that was that, and we just went in there. And I'm like, bro, I don't think
that
didn't even
finish the video again.
He's getting there. No, he's getting there in that video.
Okay, go ahead. Because if he did, I'm like, I don't remember hearing that, bro.
I remember
that when they were talking about. I remember the OBJ. I remember that one. Him talking about the OBJ. I remember him talking about all that. But I'm like, I didn't remember that. I just
Tony.
And if I'm wrong, I would say I'm wrong, bro. But I'm not going to tell me that. And I'm like,
this is tough. It's a tough day. It's a tough week. The next 4 days after that to see.
So what has impressed you about Jalen?
To that running back room. might be seeing some this first week. So
what I'm trying to say, go to 1141. That's where it's at. 1141.
There you go. Shout out to the chat, man.
You say
the
1141.
coverage says and what they put on paper,
There you go,
whatever,
1141. You
we're
have
going to find a way to make it work.
So what's your confidence level on the offensive line in front of you,
Here you go, right
specifically
here.
the interior of the line blocking for you?
Well, brother, I get the ball out fast, so
There you
I'm
go, you got
confident with
Good shit,
anybody we got
Bondo.
up there. I'll tell you that.
No.
I'm confident with anybody.
Go back. Hold on, Alex. Go back. Tony, don't say nothing. Because
Yeah. Don't say nothing.
Hold on real quick.
Oh, I thought I heard. I said, there you go. Good
No,
shit, Von Joe.
No. Where, let me find it. Hold on. See this dude right here?
1141.
Hold on. This dude right here. Now, again, this is a dude that hangs out with some of the enemies that I've had, right? That I've made, right? Now, look at his comment. Tony, don't
Yeah,
let
I don't
them
know.
Tua didn't endorse this. Now, I want this idiot right here that hangs out with those other idiots to listen to his favorite fucking quarterback say it. And you can kiss my motherfucking ass tonight.
Hey, Louis, chill out. Louis.
Yeah. And this is a perfect. And this,
Focus
and
on
this
me,
is
my
a-
brother. You got a
and-
victory, bro. Focus on me, though.
and this is the
You
perfect
right,
example.
my bad.
Focus on me,
This-
Lou. You got focus on me, dog.
Before I hit
No,
play, this
I
is the
told
perfect. Hold on, Lewis. Before I hit play, this is the perfect example of you got to watch shit through the whole way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
which is why you do your due diligence like I am. I'm not giving up. So that's a
Here we
perfect
go.
one. Go ahead, finish it, Lewis, so they can hear it again.
You specifically the
Alex.
interior of the line blocking for you.
Well, brother, I get the ball out fast, so I'm confident with anybody we got up there. I'll tell
he's
you
confident with anybody that works at McDonald's on that line. He said, pretty
You said
much.
McDonald's?
Well, yeah, he said anybody shit. He'll get a motherfucking Walmart bagger. It don't matter because he gets the ball out fast. But I mean, yeah, I mean that right there obviously settles it as far as what he said. And I mean, I don't know. I think y'all think he said it first. Then he mentioned it first. Then Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. So that's well, he endorsed that part right there. Was about
Did he keep talking about it? Because I didn't hear.
No. So the
that
different
clip right there. Go ahead.
The different was when they asked Chris Grier, right? And then he added in that they got rid of Jeff Driscoll. And that shit went everybody up, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the first time hearing that they let go of fucking Jeff Driscoll. And we already know we have problems with the offensive line depth, and we're not as comfortable with them as they say they are. You get what I'm saying? So that what made them go. But on the 201, I stand corrected, Lord. I go ahead though.
Now, Tony, what you said before we even played the video, you said the first person that says something usually takes the blame, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's what you said, right? Now, watch this.
Yeah.
Now, if Chris Grier would have came out and said the exact same thing that Tua said, if Chris Grier would have came out and said, because this is Tua's words. You just heard Tua say, I have confidence in whoever they put on that line in front of me. Those were his words.
Right.
Now again, you didn't hear nobody saying that. You still got idiots, right, saying that Tua did not endorse the offensive line, right? Now you just heard him say it. Now imagine, Tony, if Chris Grier comes out and says, I believe and I think whoever we put on the offensive line will work. What do you think this fan base will do to Chris Grier, Tony?
Well, they're gonna do exactly what they did today.
Thank you. And all I'm saying is,
but I keep the same energy. I'm not ducking. Hold on. Don't use me. That's why I said focus on me. Don't use me to get people that you know is biased. Talk to me, because we're gonna have a real serious debate about what's really going on. Don't let them get you up in arms.
And again, Tony, I'm not even making this about Tua. I'm trying to say, right? All I'm trying to say is again, this is a problem in the fan base.
Oh,
bro.
you know I ain't skating nowhere.
No. Listen, the man, you can't skate when you're laying on the floor. That's number one. That's a fact.
Enjoy it while you got it, young man. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, Tony, right, is this is what the problem is, bro, and Alex, in the fan base. It's when you like somebody on this team, whether coach or player, will go to any lengths to make the excuse for them. So how as a fan base, do you ever expect a team to get better, to move forward if all you do is give people excuses, right? And all I'm saying is, I believe in Mike McDaniel. I like Mike McDaniel. I think he's the right man for the job. But what this video shows you, right, is the hypocrisy in the fan base. Because if Chris Grier does not care about this team, because his words were, We're not going after the offensive line. We feel comfortable, this and that. And he's sabotaging this team. That's what people are saying. Well, then how come Mike McDaniel is not sabotaging this team? Because Mike McDaniel said verbatim the exact same thing. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say
let's
verbatim,
call
but
out a spade, bro. A spade is a spade, no matter what color it is, bro.
Right, obviously, right. So,
but again, Chris Grier is the only spade getting called out in this scenario.
Well, Lewis, you gotta understand, right? Like when you're looking at it, because you want everything to be the same, right? And the one that I said, like I said, shout out with the when you see Chris Grier talk about what the move that they made, and he literally after he spoke about the team, he lets you know that Jeff Driscoll, it's Jack Driscoll, they just released him and picked up a wide receiver. You get what I'm saying? Somebody that we didn't know. Obviously, that's going to bring up more outrage. You get what I'm saying? Clearly, we understand that we're going to come. Now, when it comes to hold on, because I let you speak. When it comes to keeping the same energy, right? Just like you said, when you asked me if he was the one to say that, obviously they're going to ridicule him because he has to bring in the talent, right? He has to bring in the talent. Tua said that, and I can see how they do it. I keep the same energy because he's the quarterback. He's not supposed to throw his teammates under the bus. You don't want him doing that, period. You not want him to say, oh, well, like I said before, oh, man, you know what he need to bring? He's supposed to say that. Now, the keeping the same energy, bro, you're going to give him a pass for saying that, then, well, I wouldn't say necessarily a pass because he's supposed to say that. But when it comes down to the responsibility, which I actually said, no, I think everybody deserves some kind of criticism. You get what I'm saying? I just thought that from when I heard it, I heard Chris Grier talking about he just let go of Jack Driscoll, and we already got. Of course, I'm going in the uprage, and then Mike McDaniels come out and do the same thing. Go ahead, my bad. I got a little delay. Go ahead, Lewis.
Tony, listen to what you just said. Now, I agree with everything you said when you said Tua cannot call out his teammates, right? Nobody expects that. Let me ask you a question, though, Tony. If Chris Grier comes out and says, yeah, there are some question marks on this offensive line, and he names players or whatever, right? Now, Chris Grier's job title is general manager, right?
Yeah,
now, a general manager's job is to create talent through the draft and free agency to bring talent in. Could you imagine if you're an upcoming free agent and you're looking at the Miami Dolphins as a possible suitor, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you hear the general manager of the Miami Dolphins come out and publicly say players on his team are trash as a free agent? Are you wanting to come here and play for a guy like that?
No. But this is why I don't understand your outrage for everybody wanting to ridicule people.
No. But you just said, Tony, Tua cannot come out and say nothing publicly about his players, which I agree with.
Right.
How the hell is Chris Grier supposed to come out and say anything negative about the players?
No, see, I think hold on, Lewis. Let me explain you the difference, right? Chris Grier just came out and said they let go of somebody off the offensive line. Like you literally just let go of something that we deem to be one of the weakest parts of this offense. of this team. Well, offense, the team regardless. You get what I'm saying?
Tony,
and then go ahead.
Bro, you're stuck on what Chris Grier said now.
That's why the difference is.
No, Tony. They've been killing Chris Grier and saying this about him not trying to fix this offensive line for the last 2 years, bro.
Right.
Forget about this last. So again,
right.
but again, people can't have it both ways. If you tell me that Chris Grier gets the players that the coach wants, it's a known fact. You've heard people say that, Tony. So where is the outrage? It's only Chris Grier that don't want to fix the offensive line. But if he's getting the players that Mike McDaniel is endorsing, where's the outrage? And why ain't people saying the same criticism that they have for Chris Grier? Why are they giving Mike McDaniel a pass? Is what I'm asking.
Because Lewis, you can't look at everything in black and white. Same thing. When the team, let's say they failed and everything, you know who gets the blunt of the criticism? Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa. You know, at first it's gonna go quarterback, it's gonna go head coach when the team failed. When it comes to player personnel, bringing people in, getting rid of people, it's going to go to Chris Grier. That's just the pecking order. That's how it goes.
Yeah, personnel, yeah.
Yeah, if you want them to scream and yell at Mike McDaniel because of something that Chris Grier said, he let them people know that they let Jack Driscoll go. Matter of fact, mind you, nobody asked him if they let him release him. He just volunteered that information. So obviously he's going to get ridiculed. You get what I'm saying? And
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you one question. I'm gonna stop you right there. Cool, right? Tony, when Brian Flores was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, people came out, and I know you've heard this, Alex. You heard the same thing. Brian Flores was walking around that building with a white beater on and some house shoes. He wasn't talking to no coaches. He wasn't talking to no players. He was running basically a dictatorship, right? That's what everybody's told us about Brian Flores. Now, you keep bringing up, Tony, you keep bringing up the fact that Chris Grier said publicly that they released Jack Driscoll. Now, I'm going to ask you both gentlemen a simple question. Is Chris Grier Brian Flores?
No,
because if
of
you
course
want
not.
me, if you want me to believe that Chris Grier woke up yesterday, didn't talk to Mike McDaniel, didn't talk to Brandon Shore, didn't talk to Tom Garfinkel, didn't talk to nobody in the building. He just personally went and released Jack Driscoll without anybody else knowing.
No.
So
Lewis, all right, Lewis. I'm trying to let you.
Was Mike McDaniel on board? Was Mike McDaniel on board by letting Jack Driscoll go? Yes or no?
Obviously, he had to. Yes.
Period. End of story. Where's the outrage? Right. Where's the outrage?
All right. So now I'm trying to let you keep your little victory without you sounding like a fool up here, right? But it seems like you don't want to get this because you cannot try to keep the same energy when we all know there's responsibility goes with specific people based on their position and what position they hold. And their responsibility. So when it comes to player personnel, you are one of the main ones. When every time somebody brings it in, right, you want people to keep the same energy when they bring in players. Why y'all not keeping the same energy with Grier? Because Chris Grier built this team. You say that out of your mouth as well. So when it comes down to this, whether you like it or not, and you want them to keep the same energy, how about you keep the same energy? Because when it comes to personnel, we want everybody to give Chris Grier all the praise because how much scrutiny he gets. How much they scrutinize him in the public, right? So now when he come out and say this, right? And this is before Mike McDaniel said it. He come out and say this, and then you say you let go of offensive line. How do you not expect people to take that and be like, man, this man been tripping when they've been tripping about the same thing for 2-3 years? Of course they're going to, because we know that is his main job title. Personnel, whether it comes to coaches, and the players. So he's going to take the brunt of the criticism because it just comes with the job in a position. You got to understand that. Just like a coach or a quarterback has to understand when your team is doing bad, you're getting majority of the blame. Point blank, period. They don't want to hear about the running back. They don't want to hear about the offensive line going down. You have same people, them same idiots that you so-called called them, right? That says, I don't care about the offensive line. I don't care if the defense is injured. I don't care if the whole team injured. They paid Tua, so he better get it done. You hear that all the time. So we're going to keep the same energy for everybody when it comes to their position and what our responsibility, whether it come from praising them or it come from getting the criticism. Yes, sir. Sorry, Chris Grier. You signed up for that. When it comes to player personnel and coaching personnel, and you're still in that position, you're getting all the criticism when it comes to you doing something that we deem you shouldn't, or that is not to our satisfactory. That's just how it goes, Lewis. So don't let these people that you arguing back and forth make you go on Twitter and say, where is the outrage for Mike McDaniel when it don't belong with Mike McDaniel? We understand he has say so, but guess what? If Chris Grier he want that player, and Mike McDaniel say no, guess what? Mike McDaniel got to suck it up and take it. Pause if you have to. And let me give you another example. If it was true, did Mike McDaniel want A10 before we picked him up? Chris Grier said, no, we get him later. We're going to go ahead and grab Cam Smith. Wasn't Mike McDaniel mad about that? But Chris Grier made the final decision, and he still doubled back and got him. So don't sit here and act like they're supposed to blame Mike McDaniel for what Chris Grier's job title is. It's not going to go like that, Lewis. That's not how NFL works, bro. Just like, no, bro, we're not doing that.
So your comment was Chris Grier signed up for this, so he has to take the majority of the blame, correct?
That comes with it, yes.
I'm with you, right? I'm with you 1,000%. What is Tua's job title for the Miami Dolphins, Tony?
Quarterback.
So when he doesn't play well, We blame offensive line. We blame running backs. We blame receivers. We blame coaches for bad play calls. We blame everybody and their mama, right? But to Tony's point, who signed up to play quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, Tony?
Tua Tagovailoa.
So when Mike McDaniel on 3rd and 1, and again, Tony, you showed me that new trick that is going to kill a lot of narratives.
I ain't show you no new trick. Pause. When you say that, I showed you a new film study. I showed you film study.
Yo, that's crazy. Hey, Lewis came on camera for that one.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna stop messing with Tony, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. The simple fact is, right? Mike McDaniel signed up to be the head coach of this football team, right?
Yes, he did, sir.
When he makes mistakes, I don't hear no outrage though. I don't hear. Again, hold on. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Tua Tagovailoa came out in an interview, right, Tony? With
Yes,
Dan
sir.
Le Batard, that same time when he was talking about the situation with Brian Flores, right? He came out and said it was a known fact that Mike McDaniel had told not only the team, but Jalen Waddle as well. Remember, a guy that we just gave $27, almost $28 million a year to, right? To take a back seat because what we want is forget about team success. We want Tyreek Hill to have 2,000 yards under his belt. Mike McDaniel wants to be the only head coach to say, I got a receiver to 2,000 yards. Now, Tony, I'm saying that's not beneficial for the team, Tony.
No, it's not. It's not.
Right? That's not the best way you're going to see this offense, right? We can all agree on that, right? I didn't hear not one person in this fan base say anything about Mike McDaniel coming out and putting personal feelings and personal preferences ahead of the team. Why do you think that is, Tony?
Cap, you heard me say it, and we said it live. You said not one person. Me and you said this on a live show.
Why do you think? Again, so without Cap for Life and Tony, everybody else didn't say a word about this, and I'm asking you
are
Tony,
correct. Right.
So, and again, the point of what I'm bringing up today, right? The first thing I said was, I don't like the hypocrisy. And I also said, in this fan base, it happens when we like someone and we don't like someone. The reason, Tony, and this is the point that you're missing, right? Because I agree with a lot what you're saying. The one thing you're missing, though, is that right there. The reason, besides you and Cap for Life, right? I'll give y'all credit. No one else said it is because we like Mike McDaniel. It's because Mike McDaniel wears the freshest kicks on Sunday. He wears the aviators, right? We like him. So that's a flaw that I just pointed out that Mike McDaniel did. No one brought it up though. And why? Why is that?
Right. And now listen. See, when you write, you write. And I did these are the type of debates that I want you to continue because that stuff you were saying earlier didn't make no sense. Those are the things that you criticize and you say, well, where's everybody, Mike McDaniel said that. Where's all the criticism? But for you to be parading around all day asking for criticism for Mike McDaniel for what Chris Grier's responsibility is, Lewis, that makes no sense. Now, in that situation, yes, call Mike McDaniel out because that is your job title, your job description to get this team to play to its top potential, right? And it was for to be what's best for the team. Obviously, yes. But in the situation that we initially debate, that PFF Grier up there, right? Mike McDaniel deserves no, I ain't gonna say no criticism, right? But the blunt of the criticism goes to Chris Grier. Now, if you want them to hoop, lie, and holler and be on Twitter and set them Twitter figures on fire, then bring up a situation like that. Why didn't y'all have this same energy that you have for Chris Grier, albeit correct, right? Because he deserved to be criticized for the player personnel decisions. Why y'all didn't have the same energy for Mike McDaniel want to get to it? Tyreek Hill 2,000 yards. Because if y'all want to be on Chris Grier like that, then get on Mike McDaniel for doing something that is not beneficial to this team. Get what I'm saying? That's all I'm telling you. But you got to channel that energy to who it belongs to. In that situation, Mike McDaniel was completely wrong. I didn't like it. I don't know why he would do that. I felt like Jalen Waddle should have had a problem with it. I felt like Raheem Mostert should have had a problem with it. I felt like River Craycraft at the beginning should have had a problem with it. I feel like every player that is on a skill position that has stats, which is in your contract, right? There's incentive-based contracts. You get money for contracts, right? I would like to hit my incentives, defense, offense. Those people I felt like should have had a problem with what he did. Mike McDaniel was completely wrong. But let's not, just because we want to criticize Mike McDaniel and get the fan base to criticize Mike McDaniel the same way. No, let's not just pick a random topic because it was a hot topic and say, well, criticize him too, because that's not what I belong. You got to tell that to Chris Grier. I would have been right there, hands in hand with you with that Mike McDaniels thing, because that made no sense. Absolutely no sense. That's all I'm saying, Lou. That's the only thing I was trying to get to you.
And all I'm telling you is people like that, again, Tony, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's not what I'm told by others. And what I'm saying is you can't have it both ways, because when Grier is doing something, there are also people that say, well, he's only doing what Mike McDaniel wants him to do, right? So you're telling me that I can't hold Mike McDaniel accountable for Chris Grier's job, but if Mike McDaniel does have his hand in Chris Grier's job, right, I can hold him accountable. That's where you're wrong.
I didn't say, but you want them to be outraged. Because look, the reason why I say not the outrage, and Chris Grier, you deserve the blunt of all of this criticism, is because when it comes down to it, who have final say so of him getting cut and him staying, Mike McDaniel have nothing to say about that. He has no power. He has that decision is Chris Grier alone. Mike McDaniel, if you like it, whether you like it or not, y'all just be mad at each other. You'll get over it. But I'm making this is an executive decision.
Okay, cool. So
you at some point you got to be like, okay, now my hands are tied.
So we're just picking and choosing, right?
No, we just keeping up the same energy, Louis.
So I'm asking you. When people come out and say, Tony, that this regime is 100% on board, they're all on the same page, do you believe that? Yes or no?
Yes, I believe that. Yes.
So then all the moves that are going down on the offensive line, all the moves that happen with wide receiver, all the moves that happen at safety, corner, whatever position, everybody in the building is online. So you cannot sit here and tell me that you can have outrage for one person, but you can't, as a collective, you can't call out everybody. Because if you're telling me everybody is making
I didn't
decisions,
say I said he get the blunt of the criticism.
Is my headphones not working? That's what you just said.
I said blunt of the criticism. I say at the end of the day, when it comes down to final decision making, Mike McDaniel, but you out of there. So at that point, you be like, hey, so all I'm saying is you cannot try to tell people to ridicule Mike McDaniel, and correct me wrong, because you was right about the tool, right? But he only said that after Chris Grier said that. I'm about to cut. After he said that, and we expect them to be on the same page. They have to be. So when everybody is on the same page, right? And you got to give that criticism to somebody, well, you know what? Who's making the decision? You know what? You got to take one for the team, bro. That's your position. That's your responsibility. You got to take all that criticism, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to team making, guess what, Mike McDaniel? When he don't run the ball on 4th and 1, you have nobody saying, Chris Grier, go get him another running back. So Mike McDaniel, why are you outsmarting yourself? That's where the criticism goes. Why are you not running the ball? Why are you trying to outsmart the league and throw the ball on 31? Mike McDaniel, stop calling those fade routes in the end zone, in the goal line. It's not Chris Grier. So if everybody is on the same page, if we want to play the game how you want to play it, so we should say, Chris Grier, why you ain't telling Mike McDaniel to stop throwing them thing on fade routes or you'll fire him? Because he could do that.
I'm down. Technical. Now you're speaking my language. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with this right here. Alex, what I need you to do,
y'all
Alex,
done or y'all finished?
No, well, we could definitely keep going. But Alex,
this is why this here, man. You can't defeat me, man.
Well, I'm glad you just brought that up, because I was going to tell Alex he needs to text me personally your address, because I'm on my way to go pick up that goddamn belt right now. You will never send it, but I'm on my way.
You just got cooked, God dog, because you just showed that you
man, stop. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Hey, yo, y'all thought y'all had me like this, but guess what?
What do you mean by that?
You coming to pick up my
we mean you got cooked. We mean you got cooked. That's what we mean.
I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear you figure out the correct person to give
what is some new clips, man?
When you on Twitter yelling at people to scream at Mike McDaniel. Like, are we mad because they not complaining? That's what we doing? Now, you know what? If they would have been on there that day, just ridiculing Chris Grier and doing all this, and then Mike McDaniel skating, you was mad because nobody said nothing. Because they wasn't saying nothing. It wasn't even a complaining you was mad about. It was like as quiet as a church mouse. Well, because if they was going to say something, it should have been directed to Chris Grier. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, all I want to say real quick, right? And again, Alex, you need to cook. But right here, I cannot stand for this. Lou and Tony, badass show guys. Simple fact is, we cannot make this possible without our guy Alex as well. Yeah. Alex is a big.
Hey, listen, man. I just play videos and shit, man. Just leave me alone, man.
No.
Should we tell him the big debate we got in backstage Alex, right before we got?
No, Alex is our. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't no snitch.
Trust me, that man do his thing. Bro, give him all his credit. Y'all crazy,
bro. Honestly, you could be right about what Tony's saying. You could be right about what Louis saying. You're never gonna make everybody happy, bro. At the end of the day, they got to be on the same team about it anyway.
But Alex,
this is something that you could just pick a side. What's up?
I say they have to start giving you respect too, because they said Lou and Tony. We're not the only two on this platform.
No, I would not stand for that. Listen, Alex is a big part of this show, bro. No,
bro.
For sure.
Yo, listen,
hold on. Hey,
listen,
Alex, let me do one thing because I didn't do it last time. Bring up Shake Money's, even though he capping on this. But hey, Shake, I owed you apology because I didn't give you your credit. Because
facts.
What I'm gonna do is, like I did with him, I'm gonna give people credit for the things they do behind closed doors that y'all don't know. When y'all see all of those extra little animations and all that, Shake Money took time out of this and showed me how to do that. I didn't ask him. I didn't reach out to him. He reached out to me and say, hey, I'm for to do such and such. Would you like me to send you a link so I can show you how to do that? And I appreciate you, my brother, forever for that, man. You'll always be my brother for that. Oh, go ahead, y'all.
Yo, respect to the chat, man. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all undefeated. Y'all the reason why we out here anyway. We got 43 live anyway, man, after 57 minutes. And, obviously we wouldn't do this if we didn't care about y'all anyway. So keep getting them likes up, man. Keep getting them subs up. We appreciate y'all, man. The comments is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to let these boys go because at the end of the day, there's never enough time on a space for these boys to go on it. So we got to make sure that we do it online, bro. But for sure, man, I appreciate
you. Have me on the ropes again, but I'm just telling you, this Philly shell something mean, bro. It ain't that easy. It's me when I get back in that bag, now.
Man.
What about that, man?
Hey.
Hey.
Yo, listen. yo. Because I mean, it's obviously before the season starts. This week is very slow. We've talked about everybody, talked about the training camps and everything, but this is only the fifth episode, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be more than enough time to go back and forth on everything. Obviously, man, coming after this first game, I'm sure obviously it's going to go crazy. But yeah, man, it's only the fifth show. These boys are just getting warmed up. At the end of the day, sometimes they're going to argue. Sometimes they're going, be on the same side. I don't like when they're on the same side because that's just not me. I want to instigate a little bit, but I mean, that's what we're going to do. But shout out to the chat, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, obviously.
Yo, we working on that. We just can't get it out there. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want the merch coming through. You feel me? We are going to be working on this. We want to do it right. We checking out certain places to see what the quality is looking like. We don't want to just give any type of quality out. But shout out to you, Jose Valdez. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat for showing the support. And we got all that coming. Hey, I got me. Oh, I'm just all right.
Well, the problem
you were putting up more than one for Alex. You were skipping over mine, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say. Oh, Shake, always, Shake, always.
Well, the problem with that, Tony, is since I cooked Irvin's motherfucking ass earlier today, he's in his feelings right now. So it's all. Listen, I get it, man. When people are in their feelings, it's cute, man. But look, hey, real quick, I do want to shout out one guy though. First time I've seen him in the chat, Woo Back. He's not even in this country, bro. right? This man don't live in the States. He's out of the
Salute.
country. So salute, bro. Woo back. It's always good to see you, my friend.
Oh.
He's an OG in this community, and for him to stop by and watch us, man, salute to you, Woo back, for sure.
That's fire, that's fire.
Anyone that's in the chat, please go subscribe. Bro, we over 200. Let's get us to that 300 mark. Y'all been a great support, bro. Like, we really love and the all the support y'all been showing us. We appreciate it 100%, hands down. We got the best chat. When we run our chat, be lit all the time, and we really appreciate y'all coming in here and interacting with us and just taking this trip with us. So shout out to all y'all in the chat. Go get them subscribers up, though. We're trying to get to that 300, y'all.
For sure, man. For sure.
That's a fact.
But yeah, man. So I mean, obviously, y'all have covered this topic to no end. I know it spilled over a little bit from earlier today, but just to reiterate, man, everything that we say, obviously, is pure entertainment, obviously. And at the end of the day, man, all we want is the same thing, man, for our Dolphins to win, right? So I mean, if I could, I would click on all of these comments and put them on the screen, bro.
Yeah.
Got me dying. Yo, there's so many times where these guys are going back and forth, and I'm looking to the right side of these comments. Y'all got me rolling, bro.
That's what's up right there. That's what's up.
Girl, normally in the fun house, a Steelers fan. Much love. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out for sure. For sure.
Well, we would like to do this,
sure.
but we almost hey, yo, Red Writing Bill, wow. Red Writing Bill, that's cap. You know what, Red Writing Bill? I know you lying because you always one of the first ones in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you that.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
2 times. Get out of here. But nah, we good, bro. Dude, you got anything else, bro? What we doing?
Hey, man, listen, I'm good if you guys are good. I just wanted to get that off my chest. And again, bro, for the fan base, let's just hold everybody accountable. I understand what Tony's saying. Tony, I shouldn't really be saying this. This is kind of a debate show, but you did make some good points. But hopefully everybody sees. Hopefully everybody kind of sees, Tony, what I was trying to say too. At the end of the day, bro, we need to hold everybody accountable because for me, and I'll just end, these will be my final words of the night, right? I want this team to succeed, bro. And
100%.
I think we all come from similar backgrounds, right? We're all from the same area, raised a certain way. When you apply pressure to something, it can either burst or it could create a diamond, goddammit.
You know that's right.
And what I'm trying to do is the Dolphins to me is a pipe that I'm trying to create to a diamond, bro. I'm trying to turn this thing into, and again, it just seems like the passive aggressive to certain players or coaches, and just we got to start holding these guys accountable. Because again, Chris Grier also in his interview, right? He said a question was posed to him about injuries, and out of his mouth he said he don't want to hear nothing about that. They got to execute, they got to overcome, and that's kind of the answers I like to hear, right? I'm just saying, bro, no more excuses for the quarterback, general manager, head coach, defensive coordinator, player, nobody, bro. To get over the hump, let's put as much pressure as or expectations on this team to succeed, bro. Right? Like the narrative of, well, Miami just needs a playoff win. No, Miami needs a Super Bowl. That's what we need, bro. And that should be our expectations. And I know for me it is. It's safe to say I feel the same way for Tony, Alex, and again, that's all I want, bro. Let's hold everybody accountable and let's go Fins, man. The season's here, fellas.
That's it.
Season's here, baby.
Listen, hey, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Listen, this is the last week that we got to get through without football until hopefully February. But obviously for our fans, bro. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sign off. Listen, our next show is on Monday coming up. Fresh game week, 8 p.m. You already know. It's the Blitz Pickup. Alex, Tony, and Lewis. Let's go, man.
Hey, I see. Hey, we know you're a Patriot fan, but don't be embarrassing me like that. I done gave you a shout out. You gonna come in here with that? We understand, man. God, dog. That's crazy.
That's the option. That's the option.
Shout out to you, Ernie, bro. That's my brother, y'all.
For sure, man. Hey, salute to everybody, man. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.